A presentation in on HDFC Bank liquidity risk. Introduction. Liquidity risk is considered a major risk for banks. It arises when the cushion provided by liquid assets are not sufficient enough to meet its obligation. Banks with large off-balance sheet exposures or the banks which rely heavily on large corporate deposits have relatively high level of liquidity risk. Liquidity risk may not be seen in isolation. There are some early indicators of liquidity risk. A negative trend or significantly increased risk in any area of product line, concentrations in either assets or liabilities, deterioration in quality of credit portfolio, a decline in earnings performance or projections, rapid asset growth funded by volatile large deposit, a large size of off-balance sheet exposure, deteriorating third-party evaluation about the bank. Management of liquidity risk. Coming to the management, the board of bank is more responsible in managing its liquidity risk. It mainly has four main responsibilities: to position bank's strategic direction and tolerance level for liquidity risk, to appoint senior managers who have ability to manage liquidity risk and delegate them the required authority to accomplish the job, to continuously monitor the bank's performance and overall liquidity risk portfolio, to ensure that liquidity risk is identified, measured, monitored and controlled. Liquidity risk measurement and monitoring. Contingency funding plans, use of CFP for routine liquidity management, use of CFP for emergency and disastrous environment. The scope of contingency funding plans is included majorly in reducing assets, modification or increasing liability structure, using other alternatives for controlling balance sheet changes. Here comes the framework of liquidity risk management: liquidity risk appetite, risk strategy formulation, daily funding management, early warning and KRA monitoring, stress testing and contingency funding plans. All makes the framework of a liquidity risk framework.
I will be telling you about this is the CAR ratio of HDFC Bank starting from the 2001 to 2010-11. As you can see, it has been from the first year it was 13.93 and it went on the downslide. Then from the year 2005 and 6 it started improving, and it has been improving till now. It's been at 16.22% for 2010-11. This is the capital adequacy ratio of HDFC Bank, which they have been maintaining above the 10% all through. Guidelines adopted by HDFC Bank during the 2008 liquidity crisis: counterparty risk mitigation of credit derivatives. These are the guidelines which HDFC followed during the 2008 liquidity crisis, and after that also they have been following. Standards of counterparties: understanding price and run stress test governance and internal controls, financial resources and authorization, documentation standards and health standards, economics scenarios and specifics for ABS, assignments of trades, central counterparty, accounting for package mortgages, effective firm-wide risk identification and analysis. Senior management dialogue should take place between CEO and CRO and business analyst. Early identification of source of risk, review and plan to reduce. In 2006, when early real estate weakness was detected. Consistent application of independent and rigorous valuation practices. Rigorous internal processes for valuation, valuation testing, clues from disputes, independent rating and matched methods. Effective management of liquidity, aligned treasury and ALM risks for liquidity planning, risk reporting and contingency, and financial initiative for liquidity risk in stress environment. Information systems and management reporting. Adaptive system for handling new risk factors and scenarios, mix of measures, gross and net, qualitative and quantitative, integrated credit and market risk, hedging credit risk, VR assumption tested, shock correlation and liquidation, all of them, stress testing tailored, basic risk including bond and as well as CDS, and internal rating. Thank you.